What is good? What is good, everybody? It's your boy Cam. I just want to give feedback from Sunday night's game between the Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics. Well, the Wings came up short and ended up losing by 3 in overtime. And do want to give you some of the stats from Sunday night's game, Sunday afternoon's game. Enrique finished with 27. Paige Beckers finished with 20. And Isaiah James finished with 11. First quarter, they only scored like 13 or 14 points. And they really struggled that quarter. But going to after the rest of the game after that, I feel like they did really well. But that fourth quarter, I didn't like how the way they were playing. They did not move the ball around very well, and I honestly felt like they should have been didn't have to take so many 3-pointers when they're already up like 2 or 3 points, and they just shot too many threes like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. What they need to do is just move the ball around and drain some clock, and we'll have a better chance to win the game. It's just I don't like what I don't like about Chris. He just stands there, just watch. He doesn't really call timeouts or call the challenges to call. Like he doesn't do that shit. It's like, damn. It's like, when are you gonna like fight for your team better? It's like I don't think the team is bad. I just think it's our coach is the problem. But Dejanay Carrington was out with a knee injury, and Maddie Secrets is still out. We don't have Ty Harris for the rest of the season, and Tierra McCowan is playing overseas right now, but she'll be back pretty soon. We definitely gonna need her back on the court, and hopefully Chris Clance will start her, because I'm tired of her coming off the bench and not having any playing time. I'm just so sick of it, like straight up, man. But tonight is the Wings take on the Atlanta Dream, and tonight's game has officially been sold out. It's been officially sold out ever since Paige Beckers arrived in Dallas. But there's been a lot of hype, which is the chemistry is just still isn't there. But by the way, there has been a little bit of chemistry issues between Paige Beckers and Dejanay Carrington. And honestly, I think Dejanay is a dirty player. She's always taking cheap shots at other players from other teams. It's just she's a great defensive player, but I'm just so sick of her dirty playing. Like, I'm just being straight honest. Last year, she did win Most Improved Player. I mean, that's obviously why we brought her in, but obviously she was probably a headache and playing for the Connecticut Sun. It's like, damn. I wouldn't be surprised if Dejanay ends up leaving going into next year. They probably will end up getting rid of her. I just call it when I see it. What we need to do is we're going to trade Dejanay Carrington next year. We're going to have to find like another good player around Enrique and Paige if we're going to win a championship in the future. It just is how it is. But let's talk about this upcoming schedule for this week. Of course, tonight is the game. And Friday night is the biggest game of the year, as the Dallas Wings take on the Indiana Fever at the American Airlines Center in downtown Dallas. But the lowest price I checked for tickets are over $100 just for freaking tickets. I'm like, no, thank you, man. But I won't be able to go anyway because I have to go into work Friday night. But I'll be able to see some of the game while I'm at work, so no big deal. And they actually have back-to-back this weekend, and this Saturday night they take on the Washington Mystics for a rematch, and hopefully we get revenge on them and just get the win. So, and then next Thursday night, the Dallas Wings take on the Phoenix Mercury, and next Thursday night will be Satu Sabali first time returning to Dallas ever since she was traded to the Phoenix Mercury. We do miss her, we love her, and I'm glad they're actually doing really pretty good right now. They're like 10-4, I believe, right now. They actually beat the New York Liberty the other night, which was really, really crazy. It's like, damn, they beat the New York Liberty at their home arena. It's like, yeah, the New York Liberty are definitely a title contender, and they have a chance of repeating again. It's either them or maybe the Minnesota Lynx will win the finals this year. That's just how I see it, and we'll just have to see what happens. It depends on which team stays the healthiest. That's just we'll have to see what happens. Still a long way to go. Still a long regular season, and then once playoffs get here, we'll see what happens. What I want to hopefully the Wings will do is just if they're winning tonight in that last 5 minutes, they need to move the ball around and drain some clock and not jack up 3-pointers every time. Not every shot has to be a freaking three. I just wish Chris would stop standing around watching and watch him take bad shots or call a timeout and just tell him we need to move the ball and draw some damn plays. It's like, come on, man. But I do like Isaiah James being the starting lineup. I feel like that's kind of working, so I give credit to Chris for that. I think Isaiah James could be a better starting at the three than Dejanay Carrington will be. And Dejanay, like, she plays good defensively, but I think offensively she's kind of struggling. And there's this time she's afraid to shoot the ball. It's like, come on, Dejanay. Like, you were most improved player, but now you're kind of different coming over to Dallas. But let's talk about the finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder are officially NBA champions. I'm so happy for the Thunder, and this is like a lot of people doubt the Thunder. It's like, oh, they're too young, they're too inexperienced, they won't. But once I knew the Oklahoma City Thunder was going to go get another big, there was going to be a bigger problem. There was going to be stronger, and they had a better chance to win the title. That's what they were missing last year. They were missing a starting. They needed another big, and that was the only piece they were missing going into last year. And of course, the Mavericks beat them in 6 games, but they were definitely they gave us hell in that series. They were just so tough when the Thunder played against us. And the thing is, the Mavericks beat the Thunder 3 times this year without Luka. The Mavericks beat them 3 times without Luka Doncic. But the Thunder didn't have their whole team as well. Those 3 times we beat the Thunder, they didn't have Isaiah Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren. They didn't have none of their bigs. But other guys stepped up. Other guys from the Thunder, even the guys who didn't play a lot, stepped up too. It's like, man, this Thunder team's just a problem. If they're missing some guys, the other guys will step up. I mean, there was one game the Mavericks beat them without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but other guys, like I said, other guys stepped up too. But congratulations to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting MVP. He's definitely a true leader in that locker room and on and off the court, and I just love Shai. He's definitely a new face in the NBA. He's truly fun to watch. But let's get into some trade talks that's been going on. So I just now got a notification that Kristaps Porzingis has been traded to Atlanta Hawks. It's like, wow, that's crazy. But I knew he was going to get traded eventually because he's been hurt a lot, and I don't see Kristaps Porzingis being in the NBA for too much longer. I think this is going to be his last team that he plays for. He has been healthy his whole career, and I don't think he's finished the whole season going to the NBA. And then when he came to Dallas, he was supposed to be the next Dirk, but injuries were the problem, and him and Luka's chemistry wasn't working, playing with each other, and then he ended up getting traded to the Washington Wizards, and then he ended up going to the Boston Celtics. So I wish the best for Porzingis, though. I definitely, if they're a healthy team, they could definitely. I definitely think the Atlanta Hawks could be a top 5 team in the Eastern Conference, or top 6. If Porzingis was to stay healthy, but I don't know, man. But like I said, I don't see him in the NBA too much longer. Another trade was announced today that Sadiq Bey and Jordan Poole has been traded to the New Orleans Pelicans for C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk, and now the Washington Wizards are full of veterans now, which is I think is a good thing, and hopefully they will at least get into the play-in tournament, because the Wizards has been horrible for these last couple years. They've been terrible ever since they lost Kristaps Porzingis and everybody else. I'm like, who wants to go to freaking Washington D.C. and play for the Wizards? Like, they haven't done shit in so long. Like, I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago, last time they made the playoffs, and after that, they've just been horrible since then. But personally, I wouldn't mind going to a Washington Wizards game because I like Washington D.C. I like the area where it's at. There's a lot to see in Washington D.C. A lot of history and stuff. And plus, my family lives in Washington D.C., so I can go see them as well. There's just a lot to see in downtown Washington D.C. But for me, I wouldn't play for the Wizards just because they weren't that good. But if they were an okay team, I probably wouldn't mind playing for the Wizards. I made it to the NBA, but it is what it is. So whatever happens to the Wizards happens with them. But I'm not a fan of the Washington Wizards. But another trade was announced Sunday, I believe, that Kevin Durant was traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks for and they also and second round picks. It's like y'all gave up all those things just for KD. I think that was a bad trade by the Rockets. They should have not traded for KD. It's like KD. When was the last time KD finished the season? When was the last time he did that? Like, but like I said, I still think the Rockets will be a good team. They'll be fine, but can KD stay healthy? That's the number one thing. I mean, KD stated that he wanted to come to Texas. And I felt like Texas was a good environment for him. Because everybody wants to move to Texas. But where I think KD should have gone, he should have gone to either the Miami Heat or the San Antonio Spurs. Those were better places for him. But obviously the Spurs didn't want to give up a lot for Kevin Durant. I don't think the Miami Heat wanted to give up for a lot of their guys for KD either. So let me say this. The Rockets are saying we're going to give up our best defensive player on our team for an aging star and that's also injured for Kevin Durant. It's like y'all should not trade. Y'all should not got rid of Dillon Brooks. Y'all just gave him like a 3-year deal. Well, yeah, next year his contract would have been up anyway, but still, I felt like the Rockets should have kept Dillon Brooks. He wasn't much of a headache like he was in Memphis. I feel like Dillon Brooks was his behavior was okay. He was a little bit of a dirty player in Houston, but not as much like he was in Memphis. But I won't be surprised that he goes back to being the player he was, being dirty all the time. But I don't know, man. But who's up to see what happens? But my problem with the Phoenix Suns, they got too many shooting guards in their team. You got Devin Booker, you got Bradley Beal, and you got Jalen Green. And the Suns are talking about trading Jalen Green already after they traded for him. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be mad about that. It's like there's too many shooting guards on the team. Like, I hate to have to see Jalen Green leave the Rockets like that. Like he did have a bad playoff series against the Golden State Warriors. I'm not gonna lie to you, he did have a rough playoff series playing against Houston, but I feel like the Rockets should have just kept their squad right there. They should have kept Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green. And I felt like they was gonna be even better going into next year if they would have kept them too. And they should have gave him Jalen Green another chance. And that was his first playoff series too. You're really telling me you're not gonna give him another chance for another year? It's like, damn. It's like, gosh. Oh my goodness. And now One more trade I do want to talk about what just happened last night, very late last night, that Drew Holiday has been traded to the Portland Trailblazers for Anthony Simons. It's like, wow. So basically, the Boston Celtics might be rebuilding a little bit. And then I can see why, because Jason Tatum got hurt. He tore his Achilles. And I just you hate to see somebody get injured like that. Speaking from the finals, actually, Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles going into Game 7. And you just hate to see guys like that, man. I mean, he was already injured. They said they knew there was a high risk of him tearing something. But Tyrese Halliburton say, I'm not going to give up. I mean, and he is a true leader on that team. And I respect Tyrese Halliburton for that. I respect it so much, and I definitely keep him in my prayers. And his surgery was very successful, and I'm just glad. Just hopefully just see him back on the court, and I just pray for his speedy recovery. And let's talk about the NBA draft that's coming up tomorrow. So I expect the Mavericks to draft Cooper Flagg, and they say he had a very good visit, and his workout was very, very, very impressive. It's like he seems to be very, very excited to come to Dallas, and I can't wait to see Cooper Flagg in the Maverick jersey once they officially draft him. And I was watching the news this morning from ESPN. Stephen A. Smith says that the Mavericks are the biggest threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder from them and going back to the finals again. And I agree with him. I was thinking the same way. I think if they were healthy, I think if we're a very, very healthy team, especially when Kyrie comes back, we are the biggest threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Why? Because you got Kyrie and you got Clay and you got Cooper Flagg and then PJ and you got Gafford and you got Lively. But I still believe we're the only team, we're the team in the West who has a chance to beat the Thunder. And then I think the Denver Nuggets have a chance as well. I think they do too. So we're gonna see what happens, but if we can stay healthy, I think we have a chance to have a better year, and I believe we will. And now they're saying the Mavericks might sign Chris Paul, and I think that would not be a bad move. I honestly might be okay with that, because I think he'll play along well with Cooper Flagg, and he play along very well with Wemby. Like, Cooper Flagg will be able to catch some lobs from him, and Chris Paul does a great job with these assists. I think he does a great job with that. And Chris Paul is a leader as well too, and I love Chris Paul. But they did say Kyrie hasn't it's until like midnight to decide if he's going to sign a deal for him to return to Dallas, but hopefully he will. And we'll start to see what happens. Hopefully Kyrie will stay, and I think he will stay. So we'll start to see what happens. So I honestly think it's just if Dallas just stays healthy, man, just like they're definitely going to be a scary team in the West, and we'll have a bigger lineup. And I think that PJ will end up coming off the bench. Just because you got Cooper Flagg at the 3. And I honestly will be okay PJ coming off the bench. And they're saying he's eligible to sign a 4 or 3 year deal in August. And I believe he'll sign that deal. I mean, he's from Dallas too, so he went to Lone Star, then went to Findlay Prep going into his junior year. And they did state that they're not willing to trade Gafford or PJ Washington. We can't. Those are our best defenders on our team. Well, we can't give them up. But I hate to wait to see Luka go, man. But it still don't even feel right with Luka being traded to the Lakers. But at the end of the day, it is a business. But Like I said this before, Luka, you had all those 7 years to take care of your conditioning, and you didn't want to do that. And if you want to get in shape just because we got Cooper Flag now, I'm like, it's a little too late now, dude. You had all those years to take care of yourself, and you didn't really want to. I mean, he's looking really fit now, but do I expect him to be bitching and whining to the refs still? Yes. Do I think he's going to want to play defense? No. He still ain't going to want to play defense because you got to play defense. Like what Nico Harrison said this, and I agree with him 1,000%. Defense wins championships. It's that simple. Defense wins championships. And I think Nico is doing right now, he's trying to go after, find a guard that also plays defense as well. They need to go after Colin Sexton. That's our best target, is to trade for Colin Sexton. And I think Colin Sexton will play along with Kyrie real well once he's back. And I do think that Colin Sexton will play along with Brandon Williams. You got two defensive players on the court. You got Cooper Flag, that's also a good defender. AD at the 4, who's also great to play defense, and Lively at the 5. It's like, that's a defensive starting 5 right there for the Mavericks. This could be the best defensive team the Mavericks have seen in quite a long time, probably since 2011, or a little bit from last year as well. It's just, hopefully Nico makes smart decisions, and we just get ready for the season going to next year. That concludes my podcast for the night. Hopefully the Dallas Wings will win tonight, and tonight after the Wings game, I'll definitely be tuning in to watching the Indiana Fever take on the Seattle Storm, and as they're going to be in Seattle. And definitely can't wait for Friday night's game for the Dallas Wings play the Indiana Fever. That's definitely going to be a good matchup between Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. Y'all have a blessed one, and y'all stay safe out there.